Hey guys, welcome. We're going to be learning a little bit about air cassettes and air sampling today. So as you can see here, if you order it by the case here, we've got an air cassette case. If you've ever noticed on the outside, it says you want to store it between 60 and 82 degrees. That's important. The other important thing is it says that this should be stored up, this side up. And I'll open this up so you can actually see which side is up. You've got the air cassette here. And you want to store these with the circular side. If you can see that, the circular side, you want that to be down. And then this one to be up. That sticky side, we want it to stay sticky as long as possible. So that's why we store them. Circle side down, rectangle up. So that's storing them. When we go and take an air test, we'll get our handy pump here. And after we plug this in, there's just a few tips that I'll show you that I like to do. I'll open up this cassette. First tip is to keep those sticky sides away from where the air is pulling in and off your fingers. Okay, so we'll get the air cassette here. We'll plug it in. We want this to be a nice snug fit. If it's not nice and snug, that air is going to be pulling around and not pulling it through. So get it real nice snug. Okay. We'll plug that in, and after we plug in to the nearest outlet here, and we turn this on, I usually listen to hear the air. You can tell if this is working or not because you'll actually hear the air pulling through the air cassette. So after we hear that it's pulling through, we'll double check that it's 15. This can be calibrated wrong, so you're going to want to double check that that is pulling in the right amount of air. And that's why I use my ear as well, as I can hear about what 15 is. So we'll check that it's 15, use your dial left or right, move it up and down as you need to, and then we'll set that for 5 minutes. Something that we found out is we want to keep the air cassette vertical. We want the rectangle shape facing upward so it can pull in any of the spores. If we're pulling it down, we're losing some of the air pressure because now, if you can imagine all the particles floating around, some of them are moving up, some are flown side to side and down, but we find it to be accurate if you get a vertical reading instead of just laying it on the floor and leaving. So there's one tip of advice. I'm going to show you one other air pump that we like for this vertical action. So this here, some of you guys use this, some of you don't. It's a nice tool. One good thing is it has a timer on it, so it's already preset for 5 minutes. It's pretty accurate. I've timed quite a few of them. And as you can see, as we push this down into this air pump, and we can set this on the ground now, and as we set it there, it's already vertical, so we don't have to worry about it getting tipped over, laying on its side. That's going to get an accurate reading every time there at that vertical position. So you plug that in. I do sometimes set the timer for 5 minutes, just make sure that it doesn't go over, it doesn't shut off too soon, that way you know you're getting an accurate reading. And we have one more great tip today for you guys when taking an air test. You can pick these up at your Walmart, Walgreens. It's just the duster that you spray in your keyboards. Go spray here. And what we're going to do when we go into the homes is we definitely want to take that air test away from open windows, away from the front door, the back door, the garage door. We want to take that where it's actually inside the home so we get a good reading of the air inside the home and not the air coming in and out through the windows, the doors, the garage, and so forth. So if you step in the front door and you take an air test there, it's probably not going to be as accurate as if you get into the heart of the home. Get into the bathrooms, get into their family rooms, the kitchens, bedrooms where the person's sick, the basements, wherever the mold may be growing, but not to take it where that fresh air is coming in and out constantly because you might as well be taking an outdoor air test instead of an indoor air test. But with this canister here, we get to that right area of the home. We definitely want to use it when we see particles of mold. Or if we don't, you can go to windowsills, you can just go to the corner of a room, you can spray it down on the carpet, you can spray it up on the ceiling, and this is just going to move the air around a little bit. We're not trying to create a false reading, we're trying to get an accurate reading. And sometimes when the air is still and they haven't been using the AC, they haven't been walking in and out of that room, the air may just be a little bit more still than normal, and we might get a pocket of air that doesn't essentially give a good reading for the home. So we just spray this, you just spray it around just like so. Get kind of close to those areas with windowsills and the corners of the top of the ceiling there, and we're really just wanting to move that air around so we get a better reading overall. So there's a couple tips today for air reading. There you go. Thanks, guys.